Hi, writers. Today, we're going to talk about ways to bring our stories to life. You guys are already familiar with this because we used it when we were writing our small moment stories. One way we can bring our stories to life is by unfreezing our characters, making them move and making them talk. Another way that we can bring our stories to life is by telling our story in small steps. And the last way that we're going to talk about today is bringing out the inside of our characters, making them feel and making them think. Ways to bring your story to life. I want to share a story with you that I started. It's about a girl named Gretchen. Gretchen has a tree fort. She loves to play in her tree fort with her friend. Gretchen heard a noise and she started to wonder what was making the noise. As I was reading my story, it sounded kind of boring. I think a friend even fell asleep on me. I need to think about some ways that I can bring my story to life. I thought about a game, freeze tag. Have you ever played freeze tag before? I used to play it all the time. When you play freeze tag, you tag someone and someone tags you. You have to become frozen when they tag you and you can't move or talk. My story and the people in it are frozen. Let me read my story to you now. One day, Gretchen was playing by the fort with her friend. They saw the bird and wanted to help. Do you see how my story sounds very boring? I almost fell asleep reading it myself. I want to make my story come to life. I can do this by unfreezing my characters, by making them move, making them talk. I can do this by telling about the main things that happens, the important parts, step by step. And I can bring out the inside. I can make my characters feel and I can make them think. Let me try this with my story now. I want to think about what are the most important parts of my story. I want to think about what happened in the moment so that I can think about how I can make my characters move and talk. Let's take a look back at my first page. So let me think about what was happening on this first page. Well, I remember Gretchen and her friend were playing by the fort. They heard a noise. Beep, beep, call! Beep, beep, call! Gretchen said, "What is that?" Her friend said, "I don't know. Let's check it out." So right now, I think that one way to unfreeze my characters is by making them talk, adding in quotation marks and dialogue when they were speaking. Now my story reads like this. One day, Gretchen was playing by the fort with her friend Journey. Suddenly, they both heard a noise. Beep, beep, call! Beep, beep, call! Gretchen said, "What is that?" Journey said, "I don't know. Let's check it out." Let's take a look at my next page to see what we can do to make this page come to life. They saw the bird and wanted to help. That made me sleepy. I wonder what I could do to bring this page to life. Let me think about what happened step by step. So Gretchen and Journey heard the noise. They wanted to figure out where it was coming from. So they went by the fort. They crouched down by the path. And they found a bird. Gretchen felt afraid. I think on this page I'm going to make my character move. And I'm going to make my character feel. Gretchen felt scared. Let me add that now. Now my page reads like this. They saw the bird and wanted to help. Gretchen and Journey ran quickly to the tree fort. They crouched down by the path. Gretchen felt scared at first. I'm not done yet. I want to make my character think. So Gretchen was so scared, but she decided that she wanted to be brave. So she decided to scoop up the bird in her sweater. I think I'll add that to my story now. I'll be brave, she thought. She scooped up the bird in her sweater. Now it's starting to sound like I'm bringing my story to life. Now I've made my characters move. I made them talk. I told my story step by step. And I even made my characters feel and think. Let me read my whole story all together so you can see how it sounds when you bring your story to life. One day, Gretchen was playing by the fort with her friend Journey. Suddenly, they both heard a noise. Beep, beep, coo! Beep, beep, coo! Gretchen said, "What is that?" Journey said, "I don't know. Let's check it out." They saw the bird and wanted to help. Gretchen and Journey ran quickly to the tree fort. They crouched down by the path. Gretchen felt scared at first. I'll be brave, she thought. She scooped up the bird in her sweater. As you go off to write today, I want you to think about how will you bring your story to life? How will you unfreeze your characters by making them move, by making them talk? Think about your important parts of the story. Tell them step by step. Make sure you bring out the inside of your characters by making them feel, making them think. All right, writers, are you ready? Off you go!